Welcome students. In the previous class, we have seen what are growth regulating substances, what are growth regulators. We have seen that plants have 5 growth regulating substances. Plants have 5 growth regulators and they are auxin, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid and ethylene. Plants have 5 growth regulating substances or 5 growth regulators: auxin, gibberellins or gibberellic acid, cytokinins, abscisic acid and ethylene. Out of these 3, based on the functions they perform, here these 3 are classified as promoters. Auxins, gibberellins and cytokinins have been classified as promoters, and these 2, abscisic acid and ethylene, these 2 are classified as inhibitors. Promoters and inhibitors depending on the work they perform, function they perform. Ethylene, basically it helps in both promoting as well as in inhibiting the growth of the plant, but most of the function which this ethylene does is inhibiting. So that is why this ethylene is included under inhibitors. So till now we have seen this one. Now we will study in detail about each and every, that is this 5 growth hormones or growth regulators in detail. Coming to this first, auxin. The word auxin is a Greek word. The word auxin is it is taken from a Greek word, that is auxine. The term auxins has been taken from a Greek word auxine, A-U-X-E-I-N. The meaning of this word auxine is to grow. The term auxine is a Greek word, that is from that Greek word only the term auxin has been extracted, and the word auxine in Greek, it means to grow. It means to grow. Here isolated, the auxin has been first isolated from human urine. Sorry, not term, that is the auxine, the regulating hormone has been first isolated from human urine. It is a plant growth regulator. And how come it has been discovered isolated from human urine? Because it is present in the plants. We will be eating the food material. We will be eating the food material, that is plants. So when we eat plants, so whatever materials is there in the plant, it will go inside our body. So here likewise this that is auxin was first isolated from human urine. Human urine. The term auxin is applied to IAA, that is IAA, indole acetic acid. The term auxin is applied to indole acetic acid and almost all the natural and synthetic compounds which have this indole acetic acid. Auxin, the term auxin is applied to all the compounds, chemical compounds which has indole in them, natural as well as synthetic compounds which have indole in them. And where they are found? Firstly, the word auxin has been taken from a Greek word auxine, and that means to grow. And the term auxin is applied to all this, that is growth regulating substances which will be having indole compounds. Where they are found? Where do you find this auxin in plants? We say auxin is a growth regulator that is found in plants. At what location it is found? It is found at the apical regions of root and stem. It is found at the apical region, at the top of the shoot and the root. So this apical region, that is tip of root and shoots, that is the tip of roots and stem. Now they will be where we will be finding this auxin at the tip of root and stem, and from there they will be migrating to the places where they are required. Auxin is located where we find auxin at the tip of the roots and stem, and from there the auxin is migrated to other places, or that is other parts or other places and plants where they are required. For example, in human body also, hormones we have hormones as the chemical substances which helps in the growth. So they are produced in a particular gland. And from that gland it will be migrated or it will be circulated to the part where it is required. For example, a hormone, growth hormone, is produced by pituitary gland. It is produced by pituitary gland. So now our pituitary gland will produce it and release it in the blood. So when the blood circulates, it will circulate in the whole body, and wherever that hormone is required will be taken. So in the same way, these auxins are found at the tips, but from the tips they will be moving to whatever the places they are, that is the auxin is required. Here auxin is found in both the natural forms as well as synthetic form. Auxin is produced naturally by plants, as well as we can also synthesize auxin in the laboratory. Here naturally synthesized auxins are, that is indole acetic acid, indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid, that is IAA, short form IBA. Indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid, these are the naturally found auxins. They are produced in the plant itself. These indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid, these are the examples of auxins, naturally synthesized auxins by the plant itself. And here NAA, that is naphthalene acetic acid, and T4D, that is 2,4-dichloroacetic acid. Here NAA, naphthalene acetic acid. Naphthalene acetic acid, these two are the examples of artificially synthesized auxins. NAA and 2,4-dichloroacetic acid, these two are the examples of the auxins which are synthesized in the laboratory, that is artificially synthesized, whereas this indole acetic acid IAA and indole butyric acid, it is the example of naturally found auxin in the plants. So auxin, it is a growth regulating hormone. The term auxin has been derived from the word auxine, which means to grow, and this term auxin is applied to all the chemical compounds or all the growth regulating compounds which have indole compounds in them. Auxin can be found naturally as well as can be synthesized in the laboratory. The naturally synthesized auxins are IAA and IBA. The artificially synthesized auxins are NAA, that is naphthalene acetic acid, and 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Phenoxyacetic acid. And they are produced at the tips of the root and shoot, and from there they will be migrating to the place where it is required by the plant. So this was about the introduction of auxin. Now coming to the functions, how this auxin, how this growth regulator is helping the plants. So the first and the foremost important function of this auxin is it initiates, that is starts rooting. It initiates rooting in stem cuttings. For example, if we want to grow a plant, rose plant, what we'll do? We'll take a little small branch of the old plant. We'll take a small branch of the old plant, and when we cut it now, there won't be any roots. We'll just cut a small branch of the stem, that is, we'll cut a small branch of the rose plant, and before sowing that inside the soil, before sowing that, for example, this is just a stem cutting which we have taken from the previous plant. It does not have roots. It does not have root. So before sowing this in the soil, before sowing this cut branch in the soil, dip it in oxen. Just dip it. Dip this tip in oxen. Now what happens? Because of this oxen, here the root starts growing. The root starts growing. So this oxens, it promotes rooting in stem cutting. When you just cut the stem and sow it in the soil, so this oxen will help the stem to grow the roots. So this application is widely used in horticulture, that is to grow gardens. To grow gardens, we use this technique, that is, we take the stem cutting, dip it in the oxen, that is solution, and sow it inside the soil. So when you dip it in oxen now, then the roots will be coming faster. So the first application is it starts rooting in stem cuttings. Next is it promotes flowering. It promotes flowering. It helps in the production of flowers on the plants, and it prevents means stops. It promotes means it helps in production of flowers. Oxen helps in production of flowers. Example here is pineapple. Oxen helps in the production of flowers. Pineapple. It prevents, it stops early drop of leaves and fruits. Fruits, when they are formed, they will be small in size and they will be raw. Okay, it will be on the plants for certain period. It grows in size. Then after growing in size, then it ripens. The fruit ripens. So here at this, sometimes what happens now? There's fruits before maturing, before that is increasing in size, small fruits will be just dropping on the ground because of one reason or the other reason. So here this oxen prevents this premature drop of fruit. Before the fruit that is totally formed, the oxen will prevent the drop of the fruit. But same with this leaves also. When the leaves are green in color, that is new ones green in color when they are, so the oxens will prevent the falling of leaves. It will not allow the leaves to fall. It will not allow the fruits to fall from the tree. But once the fruit ripens, and the leaves becomes old, then it promotes abscission, that is removal. When they are in the early stage, when they are raw, when they are not properly formed, when they are not ripened, the oxen help the fruit to be on the plant itself. It will not allow the fruit to drop. But when the fruit matures, when the leaves becomes older, at that time, then it will help the plant to shed them. Two things it is doing. In early stages, when they are raw, when they are not totally formed, at that time it is helping the plant to keep the fruit and the leaves on the plant itself. But when the leaves and the fruits, when the fruits have been matured, ripened, not matured, when the fruits have been ripened, when the leaves will become old, that same oxen will help the plant to drop the fruits and leaves from the plant. So it is performing two functions at two different phases in life. Okay, at the formation phase, then it is helping the roots, that is fruits and leaves, to be on the plant itself. But when it grows, when it totally what we can say matures, so it will help the leaves and fruits to drop off. So that is what it promotes. Abscission. Abscission means removal, dropping off at maturity. These will be dropped off when they become mature, when the leaves become mature or older, when the fruits are totally ripened, matured, then they will be dropped off. The next is it inhibits. Inhibits means stops. It inhibits lateral growth. For example, this is so here the side branches. So when auxin is there, I said you auxin is present at the tips of root and stem. For example, this is the stem. Here you find auxin. At this apical region we find auxin. So here auxin helps in increase in the growth like this. But it will inhibit the sidewards growth, lateral growth. It will not allow the branches to come out. It will just increase in size, but it will not allow. The growth will be seen only here at the tip because auxin is present there, and the auxin will not allow the branches to, that has come out from the side. So lateral means from the sides. So it inhibits, it stops the lateral growth. It stops the lateral growth. When it stops lateral growth, that means it is promoting. It is promoting apical. Apical means top. It is promoting apical dominance. So that is, it promotes apical dominance. Here it is already written. Here the auxin, they are present at the tips. So they help in apical dominance, growth at this place only. It promotes apical dominance. Dominance means dominance of this top region. Here it will only grow. It will not allow the branches to come out from the sides. So when it promotes this one, then it will be inhibiting. It will be opposite. The lateral growth will be inhibited and the apical growth will be promoted. So it promotes apical dominance, and when it promotes apical dominance, that means it inhibits lateral growth of the plant. Here when you remove this tip, decapitation, remove the tip of the stem, so that is called as decapitation. When you remove it, now what happens? The side branches starts growing. That is, lateral growth will be seen. Lateral growth will be seen. Once you remove this, that is decapitation. Decapitation means removal of this tip, cap, stem cap. So you just remove this, what you will see, that the plants will be now growing laterally. Instead of that is in the length, the plants will become lateral, the plants will grow, the plants will show lateral growth. Here this lateral growth, this application of this decapitation and this lateral growth, it is useful in hedge making. It is useful in hedge making. Hedges we put it around this for boundary or for some that is prevention from animals and all. We make a boundary of the plant itself. So we grow. So that is what happens is, when you remove this tip, the sideward branches will grow. So when the sideward, that is lateral growth is seen now, so it will, when the lateral growth is seen, it will make a hedge. It will make a hedge. Apart from this one, here the auxin also induce parthenocarpy. It induce parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy is nothing but production of seedless fruits. Production of seedless fruits is called as the process, the phenomenon of production of seedless fruits is called as parthenocarpy. These are unfertilized fruits. These are unfertilized fruits. So that is why, that is here parthenocarpy. In parthenocarpy, seedless fruits are from, it is seedless. Why? Because it has been, that is, it is from, fertilization has not taken place in those, in that fruit. So it induces parthenocarpy. So parthenocarpy is nothing but production of seedless fruits, the fruits without seeds. Example here, tomatoes. seedless tomatoes, production of seedless tomatoes, it is because of the auxin. It is because of the auxin. And it is also, this auxin is also used as herbicide to kill the herbs, to kill the weeds, unwanted plants. Side is killing, herb is herb, small plants, unwanted plants which are there in the garden. In order to remove those unwanted plants, because if unwanted plants are there now, they will take all the nutrients which are for the that is crop plants or whatever plants which we are growing. If these weeds are present, if the herbs are present now, they take the nutrients instead of the plants which we want. So here we have to remove these weeds. So this auxin is used as herbicide to kill the herbs. Especially it is used to kill dicotyledonous weeds. It is auxin is help in killing dicotyledonous weeds. It will not touch. If the weeds are monocot, then the auxin will not affect on it. But in your garden, if dicot weeds are there, then you spray auxin, these weeds will be killed. You spray auxin, the weeds will be killed. So this auxin is used as herbicide, especially on dicotyledonous weeds. And auxin, it also helps. Cytokinin is the main hormone which helps in cell division, but along with cytokinin, here auxin will also help in cell division. Auxin will also help in cell division. So these are the various functions which are performed by the growth regulating hormone auxin. A brief recap, auxin, it is a term which is taken from Greek word auxin, which means to grow. It is, this term auxin is applied to all the naturally and synthetic compounds or the growth regulating substances which has indole in them, and this, they are found at the tips of root and shoot, and from there they will be migrating to the places where they are, where the auxin is required. Here auxin is found in both natural forms as well as in artificial forms. Natural forms of auxin is IAA, that is indole acetic acid, and IBA, indole butyric acid, and the artificial forms is NAA, naphthalene acetic acid, and 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. So functions we have seen, it helps in initiating root cuttings, it promotes flowering, it helps the plants to grow flowers, it prevents early drop of fruit and leaves, it promotes the same, that is fall of roots, it promotes the fall of fruits and leaves when they mature. It promotes, that is it inhibits lateral growth, it will not allow the lateral branches to grow. So that means it will be promoting apical dominance. And when you decapitate the tips of the shoot, here with the help of this decapitation, a hedge making can be done. So the same formula of decapitation, it is also used in tree plantations. Tree plantations. You might have seen in the ads in the TV, when they go now, they will be removing the tips. So decapitating. And they also help in the production of seedless fruits, that is they induce parthenocarpy, and this auxin is also used as herbicide to kill weeds, especially dicotyledonous weeds. Along with this auxin also helps in cell division. This is an important answer. This is an important answer from the examination point of view. You will get it in 4 marks. Next, we will study about the next growth regulating hormone, that is gibberellin or gibberellic acid.